Hey, I'm Ryan Kennelly. I'm here with John Herman today. We're in Reno, Nevada, and we've got another crazy project in what the hell is Ryan dragging home this week. So what do we got?
We got a 1975 F100 all-wheel drive pickup truck.
All-wheel drive, that's pretty modern for 1975, right?
Indeed.
So we're gonna drive this home and stay tuned. Well, unfortunately, we lost all the sound from day one. So let's just talk about what's going on here. We've got an ice cooler full of tools. We've stopped over at Samco, and our buddy Harry Wagner is helping us put on locking hubs and new Milestar tires. So check it out. Now that we got fresh tires, we said goodbye to Harry and Sam and we headed south on Highway 395. Let's see what happens next.
All right, what are you doing, Ryan?
So I noticed that we didn't have there's no battery hold down at all. So we've been driving on some dirt roads and hitting some water crossing stuff. I didn't want to fall into the fan and cut a big hole in the battery, and then we'd be stuck because you can't even push start this because it's automatic. So I'm gonna take this rope ratchet and tie this on there and see if we can't make a battery tie down. Fix number 5. I think that's better. What do you think?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, it's a new day. So last night we pulled off about 8 p.m., set up a tent in the middle of nowhere and camped out. By 6 a.m. we were warming up the old mill and getting it going again. And once it came to temperature, we popped out on the highway. So I think we'll try to peel off like 350 miles. Looks like the gas, well, we're not sure what, 5 or 8 miles a gallon?
Maybe higher, maybe 9.
We're like, fingers crossed that it's higher than that. So we'll keep you posted. Next up on our trip down Highway 395 was the Tufas. I'd heard about the Tufas but never seen them before, so this was a great opportunity to check them out. Let's see what this is all about. The Tufas are made up of calcium carbonate bubbling up from the bottom of the lake. These coral-like structures can stand up to 15 feet above the water. There were signs asking us to respectfully not fly over the Tufas, so you're going to have to check out these stills next. After leaving the shores of Mono Lake, we needed to jump back on Highway 395 and head south again. Our next stop would be the town of Lone Pine. This is one of my all-time favorite stops. All right, John, we just topped this thing off. It doesn't shut off, it just pours gas out the back when it gets to the end. And B, it only holds about 10 gallons. And what do we get?
10 miles a gallon. It defeated all of our expectations.
We were sure it had a 20-gallon tank, and we were just getting sucked dry. So. If this place doesn't remind you of a Western film, I don't know what does. Hollywood's been using this for decades to film cowboys and Indians all the way to movies like Tremors. This place is called Alabama Hills. It's just west of Lone Pine, and it's just underneath the Whitney porthole. When the winds aren't gusting 50 miles an hour, this makes for a pretty fantastic campsite. On clear nights, you can see the Milky Way. Once we entered Alabama Hills, this was the first time we'd actually locked the hubs in the old F100. The truck did pretty well. We were quite surprised at where it would go. The Patagonia XTs seemed like they were made for this terrain. Even though the old Ford looked like it was home here in Alabama Hills, it was time to hit the road. Not long after we got out of California, we noticed the engine started to ping. And if you don't know what pinging means, that means the engine is pre-detonating. That simply means that the piston is burning up the fuel before the spark goes off. Now that's not very good for a motor, so we need to do something about it. The living ghost town of Randsburg was right around the corner, and that's where we'd make our next adjustment after we got out of the vehicle and took a little break.
All right, Ryan, what do you got going on?
So the truck has been running, it's been pinging. And for those that don't know, that means that's pre-detonation. And so it's possible we got bad gas. But we know we have good gas that we took with us, but we need to get it from this tank into that tank. So I've got this one-way valve on a hose. So it starts to suction and it'll pump it from this tank into that tank without having to do anything. No lifting. Never did figure out if California fuel was what made the engine upset, or if the timing was wrong all along. Maybe it was even the Duraspark was going out and we didn't know it yet. Once we completed our redneck tune-up, it was back to the highway again. We needed to really click off those miles if we were going to make it home. The smoke from local forest fires made the air quality intolerable. We had planned on camping at high elevations, but couldn't get anywhere near that because of the fires. That night we reached our destination about 10 p.m. The next morning we went to downtown San Diego to take the Ford on a victory lap. We made it to San Diego. We were supposed to stay in the desert quite a bit longer, but it was so smoky.
Yeah, there's fires going on in Kings Canyon, and it was just saturating the area with smoke.
I mean, the word I could think of is apocalyptic, right? I mean, at one point we were like, I feel like I smoked a pack of cigarettes, let's get out of here.
Looked like we were on the surface of Mars.
So we did roughly 600 miles in a totally box stock F100. The only modifications we did, if we start from the beginning, was we added 2 quarts of oil, and then we
tires and hubs.
Tires and hubs. We did locking hubs, so we didn't have to drive 4-wheel drive. What else did we do? We tied down the battery, was about to fall into the engine compartment.
Adjusted the timing.
We adjusted the timing. We covered the hole where the shifter came out through the floor, so we didn't get exhausted. We were starting to get a headache from that. But for the most part, would you say it was flawless?
Yeah.
Nice. So what was the worst moment for you? Scariest moment, or, you know?
Didn't really have one. I was fairly confident the entire time. Truck sounded good, it rode good, and gave me no reason to think that we were going to have any problems.
For me, we developed, after we got California gas, we started to ping real bad, and I was worried we were going to blow the motor up 300 miles from home. So that was the worst. What was the best moment?
When you rotated the distributor, and, yeah, pinging went away after that.
Yeah, that's true. I did really enjoy driving up around June Lake and Mammoth Lake and Silver Lake and up into the mountains where we got to the trees. And the truck seemed like it was designed for that place.
What about the water crossing?
Yeah, we almost got stuck. We had to spin the tires through some water. So, all right, so this is the end of our journey. Thank you so much for watching.